Aflau Boda, Sasuna Kutuka Shejinabia, and a Takutel, Takrade, Fred 0302 666915, and I toll free number 0800300055.
Ghana Shippers Authority, providing shipping solutions.
Muntayen, 107.1
Hello, grace-filled morning. A warm welcome to Maritime and Port News. Maritime and Port News is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you with the best in oil shipping solutions. You can contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. You can also join us live on YouTube and on Facebook on Omanfm and 2TV GH respectively. And you can also tune in to FM in Kumasi and listen to Maritime and Port News. My name is Nanesi Boateng. In our stories, Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh says Ghana will leverage revenues from her indigenous oil and gas resources to develop the renewable or cleaner energy the world advocates. This, according to Dr. Prempeh, will ensure that the country is not confronted with stranded assets. The minister said the country is strategically planning to overcome the challenges imposed by the energy transition agenda and to move with the rest of the world towards cleaner energy. Dr. Prempeh made these assertions when an EU delegation led by Commissioner for International Partnership Commissioner Jutta Upilainen paid a courtesy call on him at the Ministry of Energy. He noted that Ghana is a signatory to the Paris Agreement as well as other international protocols which require us to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050, and this is why it has become imperative for us to plan and strategize to steer our country towards a low carbon economy while ensuring economic growth. Meanwhile, the EU Commissioner said the EU is committed to providing support to Ghana's energy sector as they pursue impactful international partnerships. Now, China's strict lockdown in Shanghai is heaping even more pressure on global supply chains. On Friday, Shanghai extended restrictions in many parts of the city, which is home to China's financial hub and one of the world's busiest ports. Experts say the port of Shanghai had already been suffering from major holdups, and the extensions may worsen congestion and increase transportation costs further. The coastal city imposed a two-phase lockdown on its 25 million residents last week. Authorities placed the western part of the city under lockdown on Friday and extended an existing lockdown in eastern neighborhoods with positive cases by up to 9 days. In other stories, the U.S. Coast Guard approved a new plan to refloat a massive cargo ship that's been stuck in the Chesapeake Bay for almost 3 weeks, and the shipping company is invoking a maritime law that will affect everyone who has something on the ship. Crews tried and failed for the second day in a row Wednesday to make any progress moving the Ever Forward out of the mud. The new plan is to dredge down 42 feet and then attach the ship to 2 huge barges using cranes and tugboat to pull it out. As an indication of just how big a job it's going to be to remove the ship, the company that owns the ship Thursday invoked a maritime law declaring what's called general average, which means anyone who has cargo on the ship will be responsible for a portion of the cost of rescuing it. According to the marine history professor at Campbell University, Sal Macogliano, the law will mean that if you are shipping goods on that vessel, and you do not have insurance for it, you may become liable for additional handling costs, transportation costs, and you would have to pay or bond the cargo out before you can receive it. And finally, in our stories, marine fuel sellers have stopped 7 vessels flying the Russian flag at major European hubs, including Spain and Malta, in another blow to Moscow export. 5 industry sources with knowledge of the matter told Reuters. Losing access to refueling points in the Mediterranean Sea poses major logistical problem for Russian oil tankers going from Baltic ports to Asia, and also creates safety concerns over potentially being stuck at sea with flammable cargoes, shipping sources say. Now, Russia is reeling from a wave of severe economic sanctions on its banks, and oligarchs and foreign companies are cutting ties after Moscow invaded Ukraine, which Russian President Vladimir Putin calls a special military operation. Multiple factors have prompted the halt in refueling services, including what sources have described as self-sanctioning, where companies try to stay ahead of the next wave of measures by refusing to enter into contracts with Russian entities. Payment problem due to banking restrictions have also added to complications with deals from marine fuel, which is typically priced and paid for in the US dollars. One source said Russian flagship couldn't secure marine fuel in Malta, the British overseas territory of Gibraltar, and neighboring Algeciras in Spain, or major bunkering or refueling zone in the Mediterranean. A government official in Malta said the country was not allowing any Russian flagship to come to its port. The Transport Ministry spokesperson with Spain's Merchant Marine also said it was possible that certain providers are adopting these measures independently. So on this note, to wrap up this morning's edition of Maritime and Port News. Maritime and Port News is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority. They provide you with the best in oil shipping solutions. Contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. I am Nanesi Boateng, my producer Kweku Abuaji. Have a great day.
Omanfm.
Yeah.
Ojo ahomiana.
Menye mahome. Me das me chia tiefo. Me chia me Reverend Dr. George.
Yes, okay.
Me chia no. She's been a source of encouragement for Ajuma Eyi. Me Obapani Frances Mama Frances so has been very instrumental